it does mean that some of that the roam clear potential is made a little bit more tricky. Monty being banned out as well on the side of FaZe Clan. Pretty popular ban these days, rather fashionable. Does mean that some of that like early game pressure, even through the
now to open up a crossfire to support his teammate. Pambazao is in a corner over in that other room, but KDS is actually the one to find the opening kill. So Canadian's gone down at the bottom of these Exo stairs, and KDS has a very advanced position.
Really well set up cutoff for KDS. Remember, very early on in the round, they opened up that pantry wall, anticipating that the fall-off route was going to be through Exo, and then they injected the player in there. Not just that, but the second fall-off route for these roamers is then going down the cargo stairs, and that's being cut off by Vidiking on the other side. Now, Pambazu really doesn't have a lot of options for actually falling back off into the bomb site. Now he's stuck here, and has got to take a fight instead.
Yeah, and in fact, I don't know whether there's a pre-placed drone, there must be, but FaZe actually have a solid read on this, as they've seen him move into kitchen. Panba is a dead man walking. KDS doesn't have to make the move. NJR goes down, however, KDS will easily clean up Pamba, and it's all up to Gavin now. Ooh, 2 quick kills. 3 more required, but the vertical line of sight will get the better of him. Mandy, I can't help but admit that I'm scared for FaZe's chances. There's so much plant denial from above and from below. Canadian here, KDS is looking for him, and the opening kill is for FaZe. NJR under all kinds of pressure now as Vidiking starts to move into sight. Rice finds one, but here's Vidiking. He's in a great position. Is caught out by that device, but immediately he goes to plant, and the rest of the team collapses on DZ. That's 2 straight for FaZe. Have their 2 roamers persisting at the top of the lobby stairs.
But I could have sworn that a FaZe player knows what's going on. They still haven't fallen off yet. Surely someone like KDS or Handy...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. KDS is definitely keeping them at bay, preventing them from falling off. But once again, holding hands are the 2 roamers of DZ, and they can get the trade-off to KDS. Now, with the time ticking away, they do have the man advantage in the final 25 seconds of the round, as they need to translate it into the basement.
Oh, but it's just falling into the meat grinder. DZ is heartbeats and potentially looking for some C4s. But what's this in the attack? They
messed up.
Haven't managed to get the wall open.
No. Cyber threw their baby EMPs too early. And as the nade tried to sail through, okay, Cyber's realized that without the wall being open, he's got to brute force something inside a con, but NJR's going to take him down. They've really messed up the minigame here. I think DarkZero have got the read on exactly what they had to do to shut down the plan of FaZe.
Yeah, you're right. It's all about this hard breach denial, and it has denied entry from FaZe getting into the bomb site. Canadian now left to his own devices, as the rest of FaZe have bigger fish to fry than worrying about the pulse in the basement. Meanwhile, NJR has found his second. Pamba is so lucky to be alive on the solid ground right now. Handy goes in desperate. 30 seconds for FaZe, fighting from behind. 2 players in deficit.
NJR on the other side of this fight is slightly off angle with the shotgun in hand, is going to be able to take down Handy. 2 more players now in IT. In fact, the remaining 2 of FaZe are going to have to go into the belly of the beast, but KDS can open things up.
Thought NJR might be good for 4 there, but he's put down at 3. Gavin's in a good position. This is nigh impossible. FaZe have no choice but to walk through this one doorway. However, it's not a crossfire. There's no one playing on their other side. Gavin, though, prone down below, and he will be spotted. He will be taken down. Be able to achieve mostly just taking out the default cameras, but surely there are some higher priority targets.
Well, I mean, by taking out the default cameras, it is setting themselves up to walk on in through the ground floor, but by doing that, it means that they've forgotten about the vertical pressure. Pambazu able to take down the first player in Handy, going in for the entry from up above, and it's forcing FaZe to look for other options. Vidiking's going to go down into the basement with his own hard breach to try and at least get some safe boots in the building.
So did 2 of those players from FaZe just walk into the bomb site thinking that they were safe to do so? This is one of the hardest bomb sites to walk into, because not only are you worrying about players in the room with you on the side, but you can get killed from below and you can get killed from above, which is what ended up being to their demise.
FaZe losing a little bit of the FaZe magic at the moment, and I think changing the tempo in a way that's not that informed, and it's cost them 2 of their picks. DarkZero now, they're in this position where they still do need to worry about pressure externally from the bomb site that FaZe might be looking for. I mean, just earlier we saw Vidiking look for something from the basement down up, but really all they need to do is consolidate their players, play close together, don't afford them 1 versus 1s, and hold the advantage from here on out.
They hold that diffuser as well, which lies on the ground inside storage. Souls is in a good position. Bottom of garage, he's moving into the site. Oh, there's a player right in that corner. He sees him, but he can't quite land enough shots onto NJR, who's actually just going to gas himself into this position. KDS decides to move on forward looking for cargo, but KDS goes straight through the smoke to take down NJR. This does spring into action for FaZe, but DZ still have that diffuser, and so the pressure remains on FaZe. Vidiking to move on forward, straight into Gavin's waiting arms. Pamba to close the last one.
Inside of cargo off the back of that info.
Cyber might be able to find him. He's taken down that hatch as well, which does reduce somewhat the mobility of these players. Souls has found the opener here with the R4C on Ram, and Cyber's actually going to drop down. He's going for the prone holes. Meanwhile, Vidiking has moved into a plant spot. DZ, where's the plant denial? Where is the proactivity? They had no clue whatsoever, but this retake is so achievable. Double for Cavini. Handy and Vidiking now, the two hard breaches to try and cover this diffuser. Quite awkward placement. They will have to swing fairly wide in order to deny this plant, but Handy above is in the perfect position. I think Pamba knows. NJR to get himself some information with the cardiac sensor as well, as Handy has the perfect position to deny this. Vidiking will have to swing wide. He gets NJR. Is there a trade? There is. 3 for Gavin. Handy from above is able to deny, and that means there is no chance Pamba can clutch this.
Blind spot where you can then plant, but it's been smoked off.
Is there time? I don't think there's time, Mandy. Have a look at that. Soul still has 1 gas remaining, and he's going to deploy that now. There will be about 10 seconds of the round. Canadian decides to go deep. A very risky play, and it doesn't pan out for DC. He had to wait. He had to let the smoke subside, but FaZe instead, they will not abide. Pamba, the last one standing. He's so far from everyone else, and he has no chance of getting that diffuser back or even finding a consolation frag. The timer runs out.
Just getting on his gadget at the moment to try and inject himself into the building, but it's actually Canadian over on the ground floor to make the first incision into the building. Oh, he almost claims the life of KDS on the other side, and he can finish the kill.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misnomer there for KDS. He had no clue. Pamba's actually walked his way right into the site. Canadian has that diffuser, but there is a line of sight above. Pamba's going to try and nade this, but it doesn't do any damage. Rice finds Cyber. Canadian needs to find a place to plant. As sneaking down the blue stairs, Handy looks for something but is immediately shut down. The coverage is perfect as Souls has nothing but his gun to try and deny the plant, and he doesn't even get that.
To it. I've lost it. Maybe it's pool. I don't know. That sounds wrong, you know. Anyway, I'm a fraud.
Has a pool table in it.
Fraud color coster. Cavani making his way into garage. Instead thinks the better of it. It is, in fact, a rather one-way angle if you're a defender over on rafters onto that breach. And so NJR instead is going to put the pressure over on IT.
Okay. Vidiking electrical, got good vert capability. In the back of my mind, I'm still wondering what Cyber is intending to do here, because he's been on this roam for a long time. He doesn't want to lose his life. Of course, he's not going to win the next gunfight, chances are, because of his HP. He's actually getting very close here to Canadian, who's still hyper cautious of that roam game. So good move from Cyber not to over-aggress. But these attackers now are finally starting to contest upstairs, as Canadian takes a bunch of damage from the drone hole next to him, as well as across inside the bomb site.
Very relaxed are the defenders on the side of FaZe Clan. They pretty much know that it's a pretty linear push from here on out for DarkZero. They don't have a whole lot of options with the control that they have over in Garage and over in IT. They're going to do their best to make this funnel work off the back of the grim of Canadian, but sticking your face in the rotate to try and put it down is not the safest thing to do. But there goes NJR for pick on his own. 4 versus 2 though. Tough situation for DarkZero to come back from.
Especially when NJR is shut out of the position once again. Funny, the only player that was taken down was the one that was on barely any HP to begin with, so a massive favor for FaZe. Okay, Gavin, a couple more of those, please, but Handy doesn't give him the opportunity. A good trade for NJR. 2 more kills needed with 11 seconds, but the crossfire.
What this potential execute could be, and he's the Warden as well. If he's in the right place at the right time, when the Ying comes through and the Blitz comes through, he could spell disaster for DarkZero, but I have a feeling that DarkZero have got the read on this one.
They're actually not going for an exo plant, Mandy. They've rotated now because they don't want to have to clear out the vertical player above. Souls, though, he is that vertical player, and he's gone down. KDS on the side must be called upon. He finds one. And Handy will need to have an impact on this roam. KDS, 3 kills! How does he keep doing it? Eventually he goes down, but it might not be enough for DZ to stay in the round. Handy, all he has to do is survive because the diffuser is too far to
Yeah,
plant.
right into the corner of lobby.
Yeah, and he's getting Souls to bait for him as well. They're playing aggressive here. Now Souls has been droned once again. NJR does a bit of damage, but not enough to get the kill. Cyber missed the headshot, and he's punished for it. Souls, his C4 completely disregarded, and Gavini does take him on down. As Cyber eventually does find Panbar, but it's chaos elsewhere as Canadians find a double. When maybe will not be finished just yet, as Canadian has found his third, and Vidaking is the only player left standing.
Excellent mini execute there from DarkZero all the way over on the lobby stairs. They collapsed in from the lobby itself and in meeting to make sure that they could take down all 3 players that were situated in that position, especially Canadian coming in from his backstab, able to collect up 3, and it's left Vidaking all alone.
Well, here comes Canadian looking for another one. There's a good pick as the rookie goes down. Vidaking, it's a difficult clutch now, especially with the plant going down right next to that window. He needs to catch this player on the rotate. He does. Okay, that's winnable. 1v2, and NJR is such low HP. Oh, good info, Gavin. Don't fall apart now. NJR has revealed his position as well by hitting that, but this is a perfect plant spot. It's far enough away from the window that it's going to be so hard for Vidaking to win this. He will have to fake it. Only 1 bullet required onto NJR. Gavin elsewhere. Vidaking has no idea of his position, and look at that timer. It takes 7 seconds to commit to this. He has no choice but to commit now. He needs this final kill. He can't fake it any longer. And NJR can easily look to lock in the round. DZ will be able to flush out these site positions.
That being said, FaZe have now flipped their setup. They've realized that it's not safe to play in the actual control room itself, and now, sorry, what is it called? The command center.
Yeah.
I know, there's so many things that start with C. Anyway, the command center itself, and they've then gone and flipped it inside of blue and in through the hallway instead. So, nice adaptation from FaZe, but they do have to worry about the backstab if it comes through from the balcony.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Yeah, onus is on DZ here in this 4v4 as Rice and NJR rotate over. They will be heard by Cyber, but it doesn't matter because NJR gets that kill despite the Fenrir's Dreadmine. There is another player on the other side. It's Souls looking to get aggressive, looking for a refrag, but the flash will force him back. Gavin finds a big pick onto KDS as the Bees restrict KDS's movement, and so NJR moves in to his demise. But it's back and forth. Vidaking now must clutch for FaZe as Canadian and Rice know exactly where he is. Canadian fires up and pushes us into OT.
And now they can't quite make the entry into the bomb site. Like, yes, there's a line of sight off the back of the vault hole, and yes, it is a vault hole, but it's not as viable of an entry because you can't just like hold your gun up in and be stuck in that animation of vaulting, right? Oh, Pambazu though, taken down very low. Cyber, I believe, was the UMP to ring out onto him all the way from above. Because they haven't cleared out Cyber in his safe haven with his castle barricades, he can also take down Canadian.
And the hard breach charge on the hatch to boot. This turns the round on its head now for DarkZero, who are yet to clear out Souls here from control. And you can see Gavin's expression and his position. There's no second chances. They have to commit here to site. There are too many roamers still at large. And the site pressure has been fairly piss poor for DZ thus far. A lot of places with a lot of HP damage, and KDS holds down the line for 3 kills! FaZe Clan looking mighty fine here. And match point, another opportunity will arise. NJR in a 1v5, doomed to die. Desperate to make a difference, but he will fall to KDS's 4 kills defending the site. To move in as well. DZ do have their smoke. NJR, oh, he's in a pivotal position. He whiffs the shot. He can't get aggro because there's players further back, and now the E1D will lock him in place. He decides to move regardless. He escapes, but that does open the door for FaZe to enter the site. Vidaking jumps in. The gas just misses. And he still has this diffuser. Souls is going to have to cover as Vidaking forces this down. Where's the plant denial? DZ have nobody above, nobody below, and Handy can easily guarantee that that plant will go down.
DarkZero now on for the retake. It's Rice to creep his way in through storage, but I believe that there is still a player above. There goes NJR on his first bit, but KDS to draw one back. 28 seconds and ticking down as Rice is right next to the diffuser. It is tantalizing as he's able to start it. Oh, but where's FaZe Clan?
FaZe Clan are desperate now. That's where they are. They're also so patient. Rice has to push to OT, but KDS has the better super shorty, and FaZe take down DZ 8-6 on Nighthaven Labs.